I must admit, I do get asked, being in property a long time, what are the secrets to real estate? You know what? I couldn't have said it better than the greatest man, in my opinion, in real estate, Mr. Harry Triggerboff. We're going to cut over to what he's got to say. Stay tuned.
Good morning. Happy
How
Monday.
are you, Billy boy?
Really good. You?
Really good, really good. Hey, how good's DYRSL?
DYRSL is where it's at. The renovation, I think they call it the courtyard. What they've done is they put in drinking chairs. And what I mean by drinking chairs is where they wrap around you on the shoulders. You keep on drinking and you don't actually realize because it keeps you very stable. They're good.
The whole thing is stable. But these guys, I've been there for a while, and for anyone who doesn't know, these a lot of these RSL clubs, diggers clubs, it's mandatory for them to put their money straight back in to the business. They can't go and spend it or distribute the profits. So they have to spend all profits back into the facility itself.
Yeah.
To give you an idea of the magnitude, Bankstown Sports Clubs are, I think, one of the highest taxpayers for poker machine revenue in the country. They don't pay tax. So it goes straight back into the club, and DYRSL is the same thing. These guys have done an extension for $180 million.
Yeah, it's massive. But it's added a whole new vibe to the place. It's really spruced it up, made it a bit funky, and it was buzzing. We went on Saturday night, Saturday afternoon, evening, and it was buzzing. It was heaps of people there.
And I don't know how the private sector can compete when you got a Goliath like that. But let's get into one of my favorite topics and people. And what have we got today, Billy Bob?
Well, reading our heading back, it said coming from the one, becoming the 1%. We're not giving you some advice this morning. We're actually going to listen to Mr. High Rise Harry. He's going to join us virtually here this morning. Let me just do a quick little share screen.
What I found interesting here is I shared this on Friday evening, and it's blowing up to over 20,000 views. It's probably one of the most successful things that I've run on social media lately. So often, you just get stuff that blows up. This was incredible. It's a man I got a lot of respect for. Man that's built 80,000 apartments and been in real estate for over, I think, about 60, 70 years now. And it's pretty interesting what he's got to say and what he believes in the direction of the marketplace. And I thought we just run it very quickly and just give a bit of blow-by-blow commentary on it, like a football game.
Yeah, so this is a 6-minute clip here. We've cut it down a little bit shorter for you this morning, but you can go back and watch the full thing. Another thing that I love about this, Mark, is his age. And I hate to point it out, but a lot of people, parents included, when they see themselves coming to the end of a working career, I guess they want to hold back, right? And maybe take less risk. And,
yep.
He's very, I think, methodical in the way he's, thinks and answers these questions.
Absolutely.
Are we playing the video straight away?
Let's go.
Harry, first of all, thank you so much for joining me on Erin.
Very happy to be here.
You're a good man. You're also continuing to buy and invest whilst other companies are pulling back significantly. What makes you special?
My whole company was always built on always working, because building is like a team. We are a team, and once you start sacking and stopping, you are not good anymore. So sometimes I build when there's not as much profit. Basically, I'm in the right business. because
I love this.
my partners are the government. They
Yeah.
can't afford for the housing to drop. And the banks, they can't afford the housing to drop. So I couldn't have better partners. And they're forever. Well, sometimes
And that's
they
all of us that own
make
property.
mistakes.
Yeah, too
Now,
right.
that's all of us that own property. And I know everyone's worried about the marketplace, but we are in partnership with the government. We are in partnership with the banks. And they don't want to see it tank either. So I think that's a really important thing. I know he's the richest man, and how do you identify in the country, how do you identify with that? But he is talking about property, and those fundamentals are the same for every property owner.
Yeah. What was your or your old man saying, Mark? If you owe the bank along $100, you're in trouble, and if the bank owes, or vice versa.
Yeah, my father-in-law used to say, if you owe the bank $100,000, you're in big trouble. If you owe them $1 million, they're in big trouble.
Love that. And
Let's keep going.
yeah, like regardless of his wealth, you know, it's he's backing the same horses here. It's all in property.
The principles are the same. Let's go.
Yeah.
They go, but that doesn't matter. Just wait. So that's why I believe in it, and that's why I always build.
What do you make of the current property market?
I'm very disappointed that the people that write only talk about interest rates. Sure, the interest rates when they rise is bad for the market, for the prices, 100%. But we have to take into account that at the moment we have no migrants and we don't have workers coming. So when these come, the demand will get even bigger. And the demand is very great. That's why the rents are going up. So it's just a matter of time till the prices go up. The prices have to go up because even the rents, as much as they have gone up, are still lower than they were before the virus.
I'll clock down a hold for a sec.
There we go. Yeah.
So I do think his observation about rents is really, really ringing true. And people don't really have the hindsight to look back 5 or 10 or 15 years. It's really hard to remember. But, you know, it's true that rents really haven't done a big raise. And that's a sector to watch out for in the marketplace. And he's suggesting, you know, or his observations are that it's counter-cyclical. Or it's sort of what happens is when that property market softens a little bit, the rental market strengthens a little bit. So it's you sort of lose with one hand, gain with the other as a property owner, particularly as an investor. So yeah, it's interesting. Next.
Well, not that much. Now, when we talk about prices, sure, the prices go up in Surfers Paradise from Main Beach to Broad Beach. But that takes that away. Prices are not going up.
So you need to be patient, right? If you're looking for a quick hit of cash, you're
Well
in the
said.
wrong game.
That's right. You can't, because there are things beyond your control. Doesn't matter how clever you are. In theory, how you do everything right, but in practice, you must allow for all kinds of problems. On the other hand, you also make a lot of money that you don't foresee. It goes.
Can we put
both
that on
ways.
pause for a sec?
So,
Yeah.
Well, I think that's really cool. The way he said that was often in the marketplace, like you just don't expect to make that money out of property, and it just comes good. And COVID was one of those big wins for a lot of people, where we weren't expecting it, and the windfall came with really, really good capital growth. And then there's other times where it's really apparent that the market's not doing well, but you really do take for granted those good times of those property growths that he's suggesting. So it's bloody true.
Yep. Keep on playing.
successful must have patience. To have patience, must not overreach. So when everybody was building 8 stories, I was building 4 stories. I said I will catch up. Never mind. Now I passed them all. So just patient. You don't overreach.
Someone who's been very patient, Anthony Albanese. He's wanted a job for a long time. He's now got it.
Yeah,
Good on him.
got it, yeah.
What do you think about Anthony Albanese?
Well, still too early to say. But I agree with him completely that the Reserve Bank should go easy on raising interest rates. I'm not a great admirer of the Americans. They raise the interest rates and the inflation's still going up. And now they say they have a recession. So, I don't know. There you are.
Talk to me about your decision-making process. So you've just bought this big development on the Gold Coast. You've got 3 at Macquarie Park as well, which they describe as your most ambitious project yet. I want to know if it's still the same as it was 50 years ago when you look at whether this is a good deal or not.
Yep, holding.
I think this was a really, really interesting question. And by the way, I reckon she did a cracker of an interview. But it's that age-old question of it's different now. You know, and I think kids are always suggesting it to their parents. It's not like it was when you were younger. I think parents are feeling bad for their kids, saying it's harder now. But I think this is a really good way, the way she framed this up, and to look back in 50 years and say, look, was there a difference?
And his answer is
a good deal.
Yeah, it's the same, but it's different in this way. 50 years ago, I had to build and sell. Because if I didn't sell, I wouldn't get cash. Today I have cash. So I can wait if I think something is underpriced, right, to sell, right? So, and then now I can build to sell, I can build to keep, and I can do service apartments. So for instance, today, the prices are falling on when I sell, the rents and the serviced apartments are going up. So I lose some, I win some.
They call you high.
There you go. And I think that's got to be an observation you agree with, Mark. You know, it's never been easy, has it?
No, I think it's, you know, and people are always talking about it's, you know, it's harder for the kids. And look, it is hard, super hard for the kids, but it was super hard for the oldies as well. A lot of them were coming to the country as immigrants. They didn't know English. They didn't know, they were not educated. Our kids know English and they're educated. They got their parents babysitting for them. The oldies didn't. It's interesting, but a lot of takeaways from that. I hope everyone enjoyed that today. This is one of the most successful men in property, and when he talks, I listen. He rarely talks though.
He does. He's got a nice way of answering those questions as well. Very easy to understand.
Yeah, I've spent a little bit of time with him one-on-one, and it's much like that. It's very, very candid and very easy and very direct.
Yeah, it's almost. I feel like you can almost hear the the thinking wheels turning as he's talking. It's just there's no rubbish in it.
Big time.
That's the show, though.
All right. That's a show. It's the first show we've done with Harry Triguboff.
Yes. Live video. I think it worked quite well, actually.
That worked well. And you know what? I just had to share it, and we just had to talk about it because it just blew up on the social media, and people got a lot of interest with it, shared it, commented on it, and what an amazing guy. I hope he lives a long life, even though he already has. I hope it's a lot longer.
Agree. Yeah. Have a good day. Good start to the week. Premier League's returned for any football lovers out there. So it was a great weekend.
Who played?
There's quite a few games. Yet to see the result of Man United, my team. However, there's a few good wins, a few good contests out there. It was good. Welcome back to the Prem.
Love it. Everyone have a great week. Thanks, Bill.
Cheers. Bye.
Thanks. See you. Bye.